Hey everybody, Jeff Pelletier here from Junior Achievement of Southern Massachusetts, and we're really excited about today's panel. We've got two great community leaders with us today, in Erin and Jen. We know you're going to enjoy it and learn a lot, and Erin and Jen, thank you both so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Thanks so much for being here. And to kick us off this morning, Jen, I'll start with you. Do you mind just giving a brief introduction to the high school students watching today? You know, just a brief introduction to kick us off.
Sure. So a little bit about who I am. So my name is Jen Potter, and I am the owner of Mamas and Babysitters, a local babysitting and nannying company. I am also the founder of South Coast Mamas and Babies and a board member of JA.
Thank you so much. And Erin, thank you too for joining us today so much. And do you mind just introducing yourself to all the students watching today?
Yeah, so hi guys, it's nice to virtually meet you. I'm sad that we can't be in person this year, but my name is Erin Noguera. I am an insurance consultant at Bearing Star Insurance. I have been in the insurance industry for about 5 years. I am also a board member of Junior Achievement, and I am a committee member of Power of the Purse, which is a program done through United Way. On top of insurance, I also do YouTube part-time, and I have done that for the last 3 years, where I like to focus on fashion, which you can kind of see behind me, but also on professional and just how you can nail your interview or the front runner with your resume and just show up as your best self every day.
Yeah, great. Thank you both so much. And again, thanks so much for joining us. This is going to be a fun conversation. And so to kick us off, Jen, the first question, we'll send this one over to you. You've obviously been on a great entrepreneurial journey here for some time as you've just launched your new business, Mamas and Babysitters. I wonder, as you know, entrepreneurship is a big thing that JA talks about. I wonder if you'd just be able to share a little bit about your journey and the new business that you've launched.
Yeah, of course. So it's definitely been a journey. It took quite a few years, and to get the ball rolling. I started this idea after I started South Coast Mamas and Babies with, hey, we need to do this because it doesn't exist and it's so hard to find a babysitter, right? So to find someone has just been so difficult. So after a lot of time and energy, it was something that I wanted to kind of put forward to help other families in the community. And to start a business is the idea. You're like, I want to be a business owner. That sounds fantastic. But when you have that business owner idea, it's, I know what I want to do, but do I have that business mindset? And so what I did was I started another small company to see if it was something I could do. And I enrolled in another entrepreneurship program called E4All. I'm a mentor for that as well. And I know Erin's, had the pleasure of doing that as well. And so it was through that program that it taught me how to be a business owner, how to successfully run my business. And, from the idea stage to getting it out on social media and to being able to understand all the numbers and the finances. So the most important part when you're running a business is knowing all of the facets of business. And that's the best thing about JA, right? It tries to teach you that at a younger age and kind of give you all of those resources. So I think that, going through from the beginning to now, it's amazing how when you start something off with an idea and you actually have the ball running and you understand how it works, it's been pretty amazing.
Yeah, no, and it has been. It's been so fun to watch, and I can't wait to see where you'll be going next with it. It's been amazing to see the success of it so far. And so congrats again there, Jen. And Erin, over to you. As you know from J2, right? Another big piece we talk about is kind of, right, like the world of work and what it's like to be in different careers. And by the way, I know that you were a part of helping Jen launch her business through your career. And so, Erin, do you mind sharing a little bit about, your career in the insurance industry, what your day looks like day to day, and what you do there to help businesses and companies like Jen's?
Yeah, so I think when people think of insurance, it seems really boring, and it's not something that I ever thought I would be doing. I went to school for marketing. I got sucked into the insurance world, and I never left because I fell in love with it, as geeky as that sounds. I really love the education aspect behind insurance. So with a client like Jen, with it being commercial, or even just Jeff, if it was your home and your autos and how you can protect a family in their largest investments. I think everyone expects that they need insurance, but no one understands what they are actually signing up for or paying every year. So my enjoyment comes from really educating people behind that so that they understand. So God forbid, if they ever need to use their insurance, they know they can call me and they are properly protected always.
And I can vouch for that for Erin. I can, just jumping in, being a client, right? And knowing her for a really long time. She is an educator. I came to her after, no joke, 37 denial letters. I could not find anyone to insure me because my company didn't exist. I am the only company of its kind. And I called Erin. I go, listen, I need your help. And, because I knew that she did personal, I didn't know she had the connections with commercial. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And she's like, why didn't you come to me from the beginning? And, she made that really seamless for me. And she really educated me on what I needed to do, who I needed to talk to. And I was so confident going with all of that. So it was amazing.
I think that's also the fun part, is not fun for a client, but fun for me is when a client calls me stressed. I'm like, girl, no problem.
Yeah.
I am never going to tell you no. I am going to find a solution for you. And that's another reason why insurance just makes sense for me. I went to school for marketing because I love having a problem and finding a way to fix it. And I feel like marketing does a great way of that, has a great way of doing that. But then insurance, no situation is the same. Every home is different. Every family is different. So no one is going to be in the same exact policy. So you are taking a problem and finding the best solution for them. And it's different every single day, every day. And I like that. I can't just be sitting at a desk 9 to 5. I like introducing myself to people and meeting clients, and everything about it is just awesome.
Yeah, and thank you. And that's such a great story too. And I think, right, not only two really good people collaborating and helping each other out, but also how, different industries interact with one another too, right? And if you want to start a business, how important and really foundational something is having the right, insurance partner and insurance coverage. And kind of touching on, so how both, even in your different careers, grow your careers and grow your work within what you do. I know one real similarity is both of your skills and creativity around social media, around digital marketing. Both of you just have a tremendous feel for it and tremendous skill at it. And I know you both see it as kind of the future. And the high school students watching today, I know this is always a really, they're all really good at it as well. And so, a really kind of relevant and important topic for them. And just wonder if you both could share a little bit about just, how you think about utilizing social media for your career, digital marketing, and any tips and things that the high school students today should be thinking about. And Jen, I'll start this one over with you.
So social media is obviously, for me, it's a huge platform, and, probably completely different when how Erin uses social media. But, she's taught me a lot about social media, and, by the way she kind of presents things. So it's really cool how we learn from each other, right? So for me, I started South Coast Mamas and Babies, and I use that platform of social media to emphasize my current business because they're pretty much my demographic. They're families and moms and parents who I need to advertise to. So I use social media, and it's so important of how I use it in so many aspects. Advertising, the biggest one. Word of mouth, because everyone pays attention to social media. But the one big thing is when I'm hiring people. So this is the stuff we don't talk about. Social media is so important to those younger minds of what not to post on social media or to keep our profiles private. So I say this to a lot of my employees, just so you know, we're going to be looking on social media. You can have an amazing candidate and then they'll post certain things on social media. I'm like, ooh, families can see that. If I can see that, they can see that. And I can't hire them because of things that, that they're putting on social media because it's, inappropriate or disrespectful. Social media can be used for such great things for advertising and looking for stuff. But just remember, employers are always going to be watching. They watch everything you do, and consumers even more so. They want to see all of those things that you're doing. So yeah, social media is amazing.
Yeah, really important. Thanks so much, Jen. And Erin, you've got such a great expertise in this area. You've spoken at the Titan Challenge before. You've been one of our featured speakers on this very topic before. And so, would love to get your thoughts here.
So thank you. I was just thinking back to that moment being at the UMass Dartmouth Auditorium, like, wow, I went to class here and now I'm speaking here. That was surreal. But social media, I mean, obviously, you all know how important social media is. I'm lucky where I came in, it was MySpace and Facebook and Instagram. So I really started with everything. And I'm sure where you are, it's more TikTok and Snapchat. And all I can say is utilize every single platform of social media because they all matter in their own way. Facebook, you're probably going to be hitting your parents and your neighbors if you're looking to babysit or mow lawns to start a little business. Instagram, you're probably going to find your friends' older siblings that are in college or starting off in their careers. So you really just need to utilize every single platform. And that's what I do because I know even if I put up one YouTube video, I'm going to hit every single demographic, putting it on Snapchat and Instagram and TikTok just by blasting out that content, but also being able to know what content is good for what platform. So I can create an entire video on YouTube, but that doesn't mean that it makes sense on an IGTV. So you need to learn where you'll segment certain parts of that content. Like you're not going to listen to a podcast for certain information where you can get it quickly from a Google search. So just be smart about what you are posting on social media. Jen is correct. That's the first thing any employer is going to look towards. And I know it has turned into a very open platform where people are speaking their mind and showing a lot of things. Just reel it in as much as possible, but also be your most authentic self because that's what people are looking for in this perfect social media world. Everything is really just placed out there like everything is perfect and we know it's not. So be careful what you say, be careful what you show, but always be yourself and never forget how important social media is because just as much as it can help you, it can hurt you just as much as well.
Yeah, really well said, Erin, and thank you both for that. You know, you're both it's such an important topic, and you know, you both are just real experts in that area, and so that was great. And so another question for both of you, and this is something that again I just think is so important. You know, you're both really successful, busy professionals. You both have a lot going on. You know, you're always doing different things to advance your businesses or advance different initiatives in the community, but you both always make time to give back. You're involved in JA, you're involved in other community efforts. You know, you're really both really invested in give your time and your talent at forums like this, you know, to give back to the community. And so it's something I think is so important to highlight when business people and people in the community do this. And so just wondering if you could share a little bit about, you know, your motivations and why, you know, giving back is just important to you. And Jen, I'll start with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So giving back is so important because, you know, if it wasn't for organizations such as JA and E4All, those are the two that I give a lot back to because you have given it to me. You're giving these resources to so many people and you're making them free and readily available. And, you know, as a business owner, I think that is so important to take what I was given and give it back as much as I possibly can. And accountability, I feel like that, you know, for me, if I'm mentoring somebody else, it's forcing me to show up as a business owner. So not only am I helping somebody else in their own business, I'm also continuing to help myself. And that's just the perk of it. You know, I don't do it to help myself. I do it because I know how important it was when I was going through those programs to get that information and, you know, suck all that information in. And once I got it, I was like, it was gold to me, you know, to have that information at my fingertips and not know that it existed. So now that I know that it existed, I'm like, oh my goodness, here's JA, here's all the things that they have. You need this, you know, and that wasn't given to me when I was younger. So to be able to give back, that's my main reason.
Yeah, that's so great. And thank you for that, Jen. And Erin, same question over to you. Again, you're involved in so many things. You've been a great speaker at Titan and Spark and so many initiatives for JA, and just, you know, would love to get your sense of what you think about when you're giving back to the community.
So I could not agree more with Jen, but because she said literally everything correctly, I'm going to go with the more selfish side of it. I started I started volunteering because of my mom. So I was thrown into volunteering at a very young age. And instead of going her route with the boards that she's on, I really understood how important it was to give back to your community, to get involved in your community, just for the connections you're going to make, for the people's lives that you touch, for how you make everything around you so much better, and the people you meet. Jeff, I would have never met you if John LaPointe didn't introduce us. Jen, our connection has just grown stronger throughout the years of us meeting through BNI. So it really is important for yourself, for your career, for how you feel when you go to bed at night. The group that I taught at the Titan Challenge 2 years ago, I still talk to. I still see them. I still check in on them. You just make such great connections that if it's not benefiting you, you know that you are benefiting someone else. And I think that's the whole point of volunteering, is just the give and take of your time and what you are getting back from other people as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. And thank you both for that. And at JA, we count ourselves incredibly fortunate to have you both on our board of directors and to have just you both so involved with the organization and all that you do. And so thank you as always for that. And for the final question of today's panel, and I think this is always a fun one, right? So you both are community leaders today, and you both are involved business, civically, so many important things. If you could put yourself in the shoes of our Titan competitors watching today, if you were back in high school, what's something that maybe you wish you knew then, or any type of, parting advice or thoughts for all of the high school students watching today? And Jen, I will ask you to kick us off.
So it's funny, when I looked at this question ahead of time, I was like, "Ooh, this is a good question, right?" And I look back to when I was in high school, and one of the things that I don't think I realized when I was in high school was every decision I make is my decision, right? So in high school, we listen to other people and the advice of other people. You should go to this college. You should be a doctor. You should be a nurse. But I really want to own my own business. But no, you need to go into a career. And when we follow the path of advice of others, and advice isn't a bad thing, right? We couldn't survive if we didn't have the advice of other people. But I think the biggest piece of advice that I give to everybody, whether it's a young mind, whether it's a parent, this is my parenting advice. And I take this on as my own, right? The only advice I give to anybody is don't listen to anybody else's advice. Listen to yourself. If you know that you're in high school and you want to own a business, like watching those business owners, when we just did that at the board, right? All of the businesses that they created through JA, and some of them saying, I want to be a business owner. Well, be a business owner. It doesn't matter whether you're 18 or 48. If you have that drive and you know what you want to do, follow your passion and follow your dream. People are going to always give you advice, but at the end of the day, listen to yourself. That's my biggest word of advice.
That's great, Jen. Thank you. Really powerful stuff. And Erin, same question over to you.
I feel like I'm the cynic of this panel because in high school, I did well, but I could have done better. And I would say show up as your absolute best self. Kind of with what Jen said, don't just follow or listen. Do what is absolutely best for you and do better the next day, because taking things lightly is going to show, but the better you do, the more successful you will be. Utilize those relationships, go to dinner parties with your parents, because those connections will help you when you get out of college. I promise it's about who you know. So just be involved as much as possible and do the best you can.
Yeah, that's great. And really powerful stuff from both of you. As advertised, I knew this was going to be a great discussion, and it sure was. And so thank you both, Erin and Jen, so much for being on today's featured panel. Really appreciate all your thoughts, taking your times out of your busy schedules to be a part of this, and all that you do for JA in the community. And to our Titan competitors, good luck competing today, everybody, and hope you enjoyed this conversation and got a lot out of it too. Thanks, everybody.